Just finished a farm and birdhouse run, and I was thinking about my next steps. I was looking at my skills, and obviously we need a bunch of 70s for Song of the Elves. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get a graceful outfit. I haven't got that yet. And then, after that, I'm going to go to the blast furnace with the gold gauntlets and get our smithing levels up. We're going to be at the Falador agility course for the next 16k EXP or so. And then that'll give us 60 agility, and we'll move on to the Sears course. Oh, first, Mark of Grace. We should be picking up level 60 agility in the middle of this lap, I think. Yep, there we go, 60 agility. We can now use the werewolf and Sears Village course. I actually don't know what the werewolf course is, but I imagine that's probably somewhere in Mauritania. But where we're going is the Sears Village course. Just hit 60 strength. At this stage of the game, we're probably going to be setting up shop at Crabs a lot whenever we have any downtime, just so we can get our stats up as much as possible. Another birdhouse run, another leveling milestone, 40 hunter. After the Falador course, we've since moved on to the Sears Village rooftop. We're actually already 26 laps deep, and we have 11 marks of grace. Now the question on my mind is, am I going to be able to get 260 marks of grace first or 70 agility? 260 marks being the amount we need for full graceful, and 70 agility so that we move on to a different rooftop course. And of course, that's a Song of the Elves requirement. I want to say that we're going to hit 70 agility first. I've just been yapping away in clan chat and running the laps, and I kind of just realized, this is another case with the run energy changes. I don't know, I always just like to point this out, but when you used to do this course, especially without the diary for the teleport that puts you right in front of the bank, you would definitely run out of stamina often. But it's not the case right now. Stamina has not been an issue. Earlier today, when I first logged in, I did my farm run as you do, being an Iron Man, and I hit 46 farming. What I didn't realize was at 45, I have access to the farming guild. That kind of just slipped my mind. So this is huge. We only have this area for now at 45, but at least we have the big compost bin. If I recall correctly, the big compost bin is literally double the capacity of the regular compost bins at the other patches. And honestly, just upkeeping compost from this one compost bin is enough for me. 100 laps on the Sears Village course. That's 200 laps at the Sears Village rooftop course. We are currently level 63 with 44 marks of grace. We still got 7 levels to go, and we still got 216 marks of grace to go until a full graceful outfit. Just doing another tree run here, and we hit 1300 total. Just got back to the rooftops after a farm run and birdhouse run. We are currently level 66 agility, so 4 more levels to go. We're at 81 marks of grace. Just completed lap 400. Just a bit of an update here. We have passed 500 laps on the Sears Village agility rooftop courses. And as a side note, we now have 62 attack and 69 strength just from AFKing crabs on Fossil Island. What that means is we can now go to the Warriors Guild and grind out the defenders. There's 50 Hunter. And by the way, we're moving on up to Mahogany Birdhouses. We actually could have done this one level early at 49, but it is what it is. We've made our way over to the Warriors Guild, and that's right, we're about to start the Defender grind, but unlike a normal account where we go all the way to a Dragon Defender, we're just going to stop at the Rune Defender. That's going to be our best in slot. We're still in the middle of our agility grind, but in the AFK time that I have, I tend to go to the Ammonite crabs, and I figured getting a Defender now is better than later. I've gone ahead and collected 1100 Warrior Guild tokens. This should last us a good while. Classic, I just missed the level 70 strength pop-up. It feels a little bad to TP out when we're not even out of supplies yet, but we have a farming contract to do as well as a birdhouse run. After the completion of the Fremenic trials that we did a little while ago, we did unlock the Berserker Helm, the Archer Helm, and the Farseer Helm. This was a step that I was going to skip over and just not purchase because I already have the Moon's gear ready and waiting. However, based on the order of things I want to do, we probably won't be 50 defense for a while. So I went ahead and got the Berserker Helm. This would help greatly on this grind, as well as AFK and crabs. Okay, the Bronze Defender. I'm happy to get it, but unfortunately, this was not a very good start. That is KC number 92 to get the Bronze Defender. All right. Not too long after, at KC 127, we get the Iron Defender. The bronze was at 92, so 127 minus 92, quick math, 35 KC. I will take it. This absolute champion over there in the corner in full dragon is a pretty interesting account. It has level 100 mining and level 115 smithing. And then everything else is all below 80. It's like between 50 to 80. There it is, Steel Defender at KC 164. So the last one was at 127. 164 minus 127. 37. Wow, not long after, we get the Black Defender. KC 175, so only 11 kills later. Wow, we are on a roll right here. Look, I still have a full inventory. That is KC 178 for the Mithril Defender. Alright, we are absolutely just flying through the defenders now. Unfortunately, I didn't get a good clip of us getting the Adamant Defender, but I just stepped out as soon as I got it. That was KC 190. And there's the Rune Defender. I got a little too excited and picked it up. Didn't even let it really show up on the ground. Well, we are out of here. Final kill count is... Can I not wear this bad boy? Oh, no, I did. There we go. Final kill count is 230. We first came in here with 1100 Warrior Guild tokens, and we leave with 90. We are looking like an absolute unit. Approaching 800 laps on the Sears Village rooftop course, and we are almost done. Just under 5k EXP to go until we hit level 70 and we can move on. Here it is, lap 801, and that puts us at 70. We couldn't quite get the perfect clean 800, but nevertheless, we have 70 agility as a clanmate just gets a Zamarakian spear. We have 161 marks of grace. That's 99 marks short of getting full graceful, but that's okay. We'll just head on over to the Rogue's Den right now and get the pieces that we can get. We're here in the Rogue's Den, and I believe what we're going to do is check the value of the top and bottom, actually. The top is 55 and the legs are 60. I think those are the two highest priority things to get here, and that leaves us at 46. Now we do have Boots of Lightness, and for the Blast Furnace, we're going to be equipping Ice Gloves and Gold Gauntlets anyways. So we either pick the cape or the hood. We're going to go with the hood here because more times than not on a farm run or something, we're probably going to have our Arty cloak on anyways rather than a graceful cape. So here we are. Here's our new look. We just need to withdraw the Ice Gloves and Gold Gauntlets from the bank, and we're going to head on over to the Blast Furnace. So now that we have some graceful pieces and more importantly 70 agility, we're going to move on to smithing and try to get 70 in this skill as well. We're here at the Blast Furnace and we're going to be smelting gold ore. Using the Blast Furnace is about 72 kgp per hour, but being that we're below level 60, we have to pay an additional 2.5k per 10 minutes. But once we're over level 60, that 2.5k per 10 minutes will be gone. So here's a quick example of what we're going to be doing. I took out all the gold ore, dumped them in here. I make my way back over here, wait for the EXP drop. There it is. Switch to ice gloves, and I can take all the gold bars immediately. Switch back to the gold gloves, deposit gold bars, take out gold ores, and rinse and repeat. This inventory we're about to put in right now should get us to level 50 smithing. 20 more levels to go. A huge quality of life for me right now is that I'm just absolutely chugging staminas. Traditionally on a solo Iron Man, you wouldn't do this, right? Even if you had staminas, you would be very reluctant to chug all the stamina pots just for this, but for me, I just want to get these done as quick as possible. With this inventory, we're going to hit 60 smithing. There it is. And we now no longer have to pay this foreman for extra, what was it, 1.2k? Really, the GP is not the issue. It's the fact that you have to take out the GP and give it to him. He doesn't pull it from the bank or the coffer, so it really disrupts your flow having to take out the GP every 10 minutes. We are running out of stamina, but this is our very last inventory of gold ore, and in just under 3 hours we have hit 70 smithing all the way from 48. Now that we've knocked out agility and construction out of the way, we still have a checklist of skills to get to 70 as for the Song of the Elves requirements. That being farming, herblore, hunter, mining, smithing, not smithing, we just did that, and woodcutting. While crafting isn't one of the skills required for Song of the Elves, I'm going to work on 60 crafting real quick, just so that we'll have the crafting level required to make birdhouses when we get around to 60 hunter. And there's 60 crafting. I think what we're going to do next is work on our mining levels. We're going to head over to the Motherlode Mine. Motherlode Mine's not the best EXP per hour, but I do want the Prospector outfit. It's been quite some time since I've been at the Motherlode Mine. The upper level hopper is new to me, and I'm sure they've made a bunch of other changes too. So it's going to be interesting to check everything out. Been staying on top of my farm runs here, and we just hit level 60 farming, so we can move on from maple trees and now plant yew trees. Chipping away at the Motherlode Mine still, but this inventory that we deposit should get us, there we go, should get us 60 mining. 10 more levels to go for the coveted level 70 for Song of the Elves. We are currently level 62 mining, and I have not used any of these nuggets yet. But now that we have 100, I think the first thing we're going to do... Now, I don't know if this is the meta thing to do or what people like to do, but what I'm going to do is unlock the upper area first. So apparently at some point they lowered the requirement from 72 mining to 57, so that works in my favor. Just logged in for the day and did my tree run, of course. We're level 62 farming, but after the trees we hit 63. But at 62, we could garden pie boost and get into the left side of the farming guild, which has the tree patch, the herb patch, and the anima patch, but most importantly, the Hespori cave. So we went ahead and planted a Hespori seed. Now that we're done with the tree runs and our birdhouse run, we're back at the Motherlode Mine, mining away. And yep, that is a dragon pickaxe. I recently hit level 61. Well, we're actually almost 63 now. And I just decided, you know what? We're just trying to speed this up. We're trying to get to Song of the Elves. So I'm just borrowing the dragon pickaxe from myself. Just logged back in after eating dinner to continue Motherlode mining. And this cowman guy was offering to trade me his gold nuggets so that I would have access to the top bin. I don't think he realizes that they're not tradable, like whether or not I was an Iron Man or not. But he reminded me, and I checked my gold nuggets, and I think I have enough now. So let's talk to Percy, and let's see. Yeah, 50 nuggets for the upper hopper. There we go. Another update on our birdhouses. We are moving on from mahogany homes, and now we're doing yew logs. Another farm run, another level. Level 65. That is access to the Hespori area in the farming guild, which we've already been to because of the boosting pie. But now we don't need to boost anymore. After a couple of days, my first Hespori is finally ready. Here we go. Oh, I didn't bring any pots besides the resource. I didn't bring any super attacks or super strengths. I got the anti-poison though, so that's important. Oh my goodness. The great thing about Hespori is the fat EXP you get. But let's go ahead and replant a Hespori seed. We don't need to compost it either, actually. What we got out of it was an Addis seed and palm tree seeds. I don't think I've showcased this in a little bit. Aw, man, this is what I get for trying to record this. I just turned my log into a teak stock. Anyways, I don't think I've shown this recently, but yes, I'm still hunting Redchins from time to time. I think I'm up to about 2.3k, 2.4k right now. I didn't even realize this was coming, so I replaced this birdhouse and we hit 60 hunter and I missed it. But there it is, 60 hunter. 10 more levels to go until we hit the required level for Song of the Elves. Oh my god, I did it again. I missed the 70 mining pop-up. But yeah, here we go. Nevertheless, 70 mining. Now we're going to move on to wood cutting, I think. I think I'm going to go do some maple trees. I want to do teaks realistically, but my hardwood trees on Fossil Island aren't grown at the moment. And the only other options for teak places I can think of, there's no bank close by. So we're going to do maples. Now that we're 70 mining, taking a look back, we have 88 golden nuggets left after using 100 to unlock the upper area, and then another 50 to unlock the hopper that's up there. Unfortunately, we haven't unlocked any prospector pieces yet, but that just means we'll come back to the motherlode mine in the future. Just like with mining and giving ourselves the dragon pickaxe to use to speed things up, I went ahead and gave myself a dragon axe. We're going to be chopping maple trees here in the woodcutting guild, and I think the game plan here is I'm going to turn these maple logs into arrow shafts. We are still working on 70 woodcutting on 416 Hero as a Song of the Elves requirement, but here on Wait For It, we are hunting the Imbued Heart, currently on a neck reels task, and we are at almost 21.3 million Slayer EXP. That's the last maple log. We just hit 70 woodcutting. So in terms of Song of the Elves, we still got Herblore, Construction, Hunter, and Farming to go. Farming is going to be time gated, and we're 68, so that's coming in soon. Construction and Herblore I'm not too worried about. We definitely have the supplies we need to get 70. Hunter, I would prefer to do birdhouses only, and that may take a little bit longer, but that gives me the chance to do more quests. Maybe this is a little bit of a spoiler recording this intro here, but you guys already know I went to Moons. Today we work on locking in our defense and prayer levels through questing. We will never be able to train these skills again once we hit 50 defense and 63 prayer. As for what quests we're going to do, well, I've mentioned what lies below several times before, and that required 35 rune crafting, which we have now. We got that through Tears of Guthix the other day, which I tried to record, but upon watching the recording back, it turns out I was recording the wrong POV and I was just recording, wait for it, fishing some Karam ones. But yeah, we did Tears of Guthix, and that got us from 32 rune crafting to 35 rune crafting. So we're going to do what lies below as well as all the other quests that give out defense as a reward. That means after that, we'll be able to wear our Perilous Moons gear finally. I wasn't expecting this, so I didn't catch it on the recording before this pop-up happened for the completion of What Lies Below. But the game did ask me if I wanted the EXP rewards from this quest. Now, since I've already taken all the defense EXP I'm going to get into account, I went ahead and clicked yes. So that's 8,000 runecraft EXP and 2,000 defense. I know I complained about the wanted quest, but I equally... Okay, maybe not equally, but I also don't like this quest, A Soul's Bane. Now, truthfully, I'm not a huge quester, but there are quests that I do like. but I've only really pointed out the two that I really don't like, and that's Wanted and A Soul's Bane. The thing about this quest and the Wanted quest, and what I don't like about them, is that it takes needlessly long. It's not long because the story is expansive or, just in depth. It's just needlessly long, like these cutscenes that don't really actually do much. A Soul's Bane is done. This is one of those things in this game that I never actually knew how to pronounce because I've never heard of this word outside of the game. But I believe we have completed the quest In Search of the Myarchy. Here's another neat group iron dynamic here. The shopkeeper for the quest In Aid of the Myarchy requested 10 snails from 416 Hero. And instead of having to go around Mauritania and find the snails, I was able to just get 10 snails off of the shopkeeper itself on, wait for it. And now I can just easily trade over the 10 snails. The follow-up quest to the previous one, In Aid of the Myarchy, is now completed. We're down here in South Keldagrim. We're about to get started on Between a Rock. If I remember right, this quest is short and a little bit funny. Ah, yes. I believe this guy wants to be launched from the cannon with a golden helmet on. Oh, I misremembered. Turns out we're the ones being fired in the cannon. That's another 5,000 defense EXP after the completion of Between a Rock. That puts us at 48 defense. And I believe we have just one more quest to go in terms of defense EXP. And that's being Olaf's quest. We are here just east of Relica, starting Olaf's quest, our very last quest in terms of quests that give defense EXP, so we will be ready to equip Moon's gear shortly. Here it is, search the chest again to finish the quest. Surely we're not going to be 50 or over 50 defense. Boom, gives us 12,000 defense EXP. That will put us at 49. And we just need to manually train up another 2.4k defense EXP. The next step for us is to train at crabs for this remaining 2.3k EXP to get to 50 defense. And then afterwards, we're going to range, got my range here in the inventory, to 45 so that we can start chucking some gray chins for more range EXP. Couple more hits here. 36 EXP to go. Oh, there it is. 50 defense. And now we stop training defense entirely. Oh, in combat, so the little pop-up closed, but that's 45 range. Let's go grab some chin. We grabbed our chins and we made our way to the temple spiders in the Forthos dungeon in Karend. Now, two things. Yes, I do not have Void at the moment. And two, we're not at the Monkey Madness 2 caves. But obviously we don't have 69 Slayer right now, so we don't have access to the caves to chin the monkeys there. So this will have to make do for now, and not to worry, we're not going to be chinning for too many levels. We just need to get to 60 so that we can use a rune crossbow. And really just get enough levels so that we can do Royal Titans. Absolutely flying through the levels right now, just hit 50 range. Still got plenty of gray chins. We are back at Ammonite Crabs because unfortunately I ran out of gray chins and we stopped at 53 range. At 55 we'll be able to use these red chins, so maybe we'll go back to the temple spiders when we get that. Just hit 55 range, we can now use red chins, but for right now we're going to go ahead and switch to our melee gear and train up our strength and attack. We're going to train our attack to 70 and our strength to 75 so that we can start using our Blood Moon set. There's 75 strength, missed the pop-up because we're in combat, but we're going to be switching over to attack now to get it to 70. On a tree run right now, and a big level is coming up. There it is, level 70 farming. That is the requirement for Song of the Elves. That just leaves Construction, Hunter, and Herblord to go. While we're AFKing some crabs on Short 16 Hero, I decided to head back to Perilous Moons to try and finish out the log. We were missing two pieces, that being the Eclipse Moon Helm and the chest piece. But at KC 212, we just pulled the Eclipse Moon Helm. There it is. I just got back from dinner, did some more moon runs, and here we are, 232 KC Eclipse Moon chest plate. That is the log completed. Let's take a look. If I can find the... Where's it? Moon's Apparel. Yeah, that's right. It's green now. It's glogged. There we go. Not too bad at all. We've been doing some hard mode Tob on the other account right now, but that means I've placed my account for 16 Hero at Crabs. We've been training up strength and attack. We just hit 70 attack. I really should go get the Blood Moon set now, because with 70 and 75 respectively, that's the requirements. Of course, the 50 defense as well. But kind of in the middle of a hard mode Tob session right now, so I'll go just grab that later. After a couple of sessions at the Ammonite Crabs on Fossil Island, we've made it to 70 attack and 76 strength. And we got 50 defense earlier. So now we have the Blood Moon outfit on. We're technically ready to do Royal Titans, but I think we're going to try and get 63 prayer, primarily through quests first, so that when we do get the prayer scrolls from Royal Titans, we'll be ready to use them. First on the list was Making History, giving us 1000 prayer EXP. Bro, this isn't even a real bear, it's just a dude. Another quest completed, Mountain Daughter, 2 more quest points, and 2000 prayer EXP. Next up was another slice of ham. And turns out this is the quest for the Ancient Mace. So not only do we get prayer EXP, but now we have the Ancient Mace. This is not actually a quest, but it is a prereq for a quest that I can't think of right now. So we're doing Skippy and the Moogers real quick. Just remembered why we needed to do the Skippy and the Moogers mini quest, and that's because of Rag and Bone Man 2. We are now doing Zogre Flesh Eaters though. Although we only need partial completion of this quest, I might as well do the whole thing. This is also going to be for Rag and Bone Man 2. Fighting Slash Bash right now using Crumble Undead. The ability to make Relisim's Balm and Brutal Arrows. That's Zogre Flesh Eaters completed. We're now getting started on Rag and Bone Man, starting off with the bats just south of the Odd Old Man. The frustrating thing about this quest is that the drops are not always 100% drop rate. For example, I think I'm trying to get bat wings right now, or yeah, bat wings, but I had to kill a couple there. Luckily that did not take too long, but it can. Took me 6 KC to get the experiment bones now on the canvas for the werewolves. I decided to use range for most of these during the quest. Oh, there's the gold bones. Just because I want to get range a little bit higher, we AFK'd at crabs and got our melee stats up pretty high so that we could use Blood Moon. We're not able to use the Eclipse set yet, as we need 75 range as well. I am looking to chin, like I did a little bit earlier, but I'm going to need Void first. But so down here in the Varrock sewer, we were here for zombies, and the rats are right here as well. We need those as well. And that made me think, if we were ever on a rat slayer task, we could do some scurrious. Had to get these cave goblins, and they're so deep into the cave that I'm almost out of run energy by the time I got here. Running through the desert right now, and I've already got 3 out of the 4 things I need out of the desert. We just have to go to the vultures now, and it does feel like I'm flying through this, except I checked the list and there's still a ton more bones to collect. We have to go to the ice giants down here, and while the quest helper points me to the area by the blue right ore, surely these ice giants by the Royal Titans work too, right? Confirmed, they do. Ice giant ribs. This portion of Rag and Bone Man 2 for the Moogers is the reason why we needed to do that mini quest earlier. Just have to stand further away. It is an explosive after all. Working on the Jogers here, and we just got 70 hit points and 1475 total. We're down here in the Giant's Den to get Fire Giants, but while I'm here, I might as well get one Hill Giant, one Moss Giant, one Fire Giant, one of each, essentially, because I believe that is a combat achievement task. After this Fire Giant goes down, we should get the task. There it is. Oh, and we get what we needed for the quest as well. 2 in 1. I swapped the melee gear here, and I'm wondering if using the dualies with the Blood Moon set is just better on everything over the Dragon Simi. The thing is, not everything's weak to crush, right? So I'm actually not sure. Oh, I gotta get out of here because I'm almost dead, but I just got a long bone and the troll bone for the quest in the same draw. Just one more thing to obtain from the Zogres for Dragon Bone Man 2, and then we will be done. All things considered, this was not as bad as I remember it being, and that's likely because I have teleports to get around the map easier. If I was a traditional solo Iron Man, it would take much, much longer. After 5,000 world hops, because the mechanic of this thing over here is real clunky, we have finally finished Rag and Bone Man 2. This time around on this account, we get it done nice and early, whereas on Wait For It, it was probably one of the very last quests I bothered to do. But we do it early because 5,000 prayer EXP. That puts us at level 50 prayer, which is actually a prereq for one of the next quests we're going to do, so we don't have to manually train to 50. That's nice. The 50 prayer rec was for Great Brain Robbery, but before we do that, we have to do Rum Deal and Cabin Fever first. There's about 5 minutes of downtime waiting for these blind weeds to grow for the quest Rum Deal, so I'm just going to showcase what I've been doing on Wait For It. Aside from the hard mode tops that we do occasionally, I've been fishing a ton of Karam wands, and the plan is we're just going to launch ourselves, by ourselves, I mean 416 hero, to 99 cooking. I don't think we're anywhere close yet, but I think we've got about like 20,000 Karam wands. We'll see. Rum deal completed, and we get a holy wrench. Pretty big. I believe sometimes a holy wrench can save you a couple of prayer doses or two, depending on the content you're doing. We get 7,000 prayer EXP though, which is what we're looking for. Well, sailing has been in the game this entire time. The ending of this quest had a pretty long cutscene, but there we go. Cabin Fever finished. Another... Oh, actually, we don't get prayer EXP for this, but it's a prereq quest that we had to do. We obviously can't buy wooden cats off the GE as an Iron Man, but we can make them. And luckily for me, I already have the table or the bench. So we're just gonna go... Oh, we had to make one at a time? Are you kidding me? The Great Brain Robbery completed. Honestly, I'm not too sure what this quest is about, but this is what you get for space barring through it all. Anyways, that is 6k per EXP. A blessed lamp. Is that like a EXP lamp? It is an EXP lamp. I should double check what I should use this for. Probably not prayer. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this lamp on Slayer. We got 5k EXP out of it. Very nice. And so it begins. We're about to do the, well, another one of the infamous quests of RuneScape. One Small Favor by Tanda Yanni Salika in Shallow Village. As we're doing the quest here, I just want to once again reiterate, it's honestly not that bad for me because I have access to all of the teleports. So this is such a huge quality of life thing. We're at the portion where we have to cut these gems for one small favor, and there is a chance for you to fail them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade over the chisel and all these gems to Wait For It, who has 99. Oh, that's awkward. No inventory space. We're back. Here we go. Got the inventory space now, accepting the trade. And obviously the sapphires won't fail, but these other gems, let's see what happens. So far, so good. Oh, wow, we broke a red topaz. All right, now that we're done with the gnome glider section, we are now officially halfway through One Small Favor. We just have to go back to all the original NPCs that we talked to. Finally, after running all around the map, teleporting everywhere, we are back in Shiloh Village. Gonna talk to Yanni here. And we're gonna, even with all the teleports and stamina pots, this quest still took quite a bit. But there we go. It's completed. 2 quest points, 2 antique lamps for EXP. That's going to be good. And this quest doesn't even give prayer EXP, which is what we're after. However, it is a prereq quest to Swan Song, which is what we'll be doing next. What do you mean you're out of runes? I kind of regret bringing my range gear now. This would have been so much faster if I just brought my Blood Moon. The sea trolls you're fighting in this quest don't even give you real EXP. You just get 1 EXP drops, which is kind of lame. Well, of course this would happen. So I TP'd out because after I caught 5 monkfish, I burnt 4 out of 5 of them. And I was like, I'm going to have to fight more sea trolls, so let me just TP out and get my Blood Moon. I come back, I fish 4 more monkfish without being interrupted, and I cook all 4. So that was a waste of time TPing out. Oh, there's the sea troll queen. Can we melee it? We can. Can I play mage against this? I didn't bring any food. That'll be fine, right? Wait, can I flinch it? Oh, I'm TPing out, TPing out. Seriously, what is up with this? You don't even get EXP on the boss fight. Okay, 3rd time's the charm. Here we go. Oh, gotta eat. There we go, 10k prayer EXP after the completion of Swan Song. What I wasn't expecting was 50,000 fishing EXP. After that, we're here at Barrows to do 1kc. Now, Barrows items aren't actually going to be useful for us, at least the armor. But there is a mini quest that you do here that will give you, I believe, 20k prayer EXP. Well, we're going for 1kc here, and we got a Darrock cave. Ooh, we just got a combat task out. Look at that. Whoa, I accidentally spawned 2 Darrocks. What the heck? Alright, can we get a 1kc clog spot here? Moment of truth? Nope. Here is the lamp. We're rubbing it for 20,000 prayer EXP. That now puts us at 53 prayer. The game plan is going to be Fairy Tale Part 2 next, but we're going to need 57 Herblore. We're only 38 right now. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and make some prayer pots, and when we hit, I believe, 45 or 43, we're going to switch over to super attacks. Quick jump from 38 to 40. While we're continuing to make prayer pots here, let me just talk about why we need to do Fairy Tale 2, and also tell you that after Fairy Tale Part 2, we're going to do Land of the Goblins. Now, neither of these quests give prayer EXP. At least I know for sure Fairy Tale Part 2 doesn't. But what does give prayer EXP is the mini quest Hope Spear's Will. And, of course, with questing, these first 2 quests I mentioned, Fairy Tale Part 2 and Land of the Goblins, are prereqs. Just hit 45 Herblore, which means we can move on to super attacks. I think at 52, we're going to make super energies just so that we can get better EXP rates on the way to 57. So as I'm making the super attack potions on 416 here, I am also making potions, although unfinished potions, over on wait for it. This just saves a bit of time so that I don't have to spend time making unfinished potions, which give you no Herblore EXP on 416 Hero. Midway through this inventory, we are going to hit level 52 Herblore, which means we can move on to super energies. But also, we just hit 1,500 total. As we're making the super energy pots here, it looks like 57 Herblore, the requirement for the quest, is boostable. But I'm always of the mindset, especially now that we need 70 Herblore anyways for Song of the Elves, is that you might as well get the actual level because the end goal is 99 in the long run anyways, right? I think there are a few exceptions to that though. For example, with construction, if you're 70 something construction, you need 83 to get the ornate pool and jewelry box, right? Now those things are probably worth getting as soon as you can. Just hit 55 Herblore, we're switching over from super energies to super strengths. There it is, 57 Herblore, just what we needed. Now back to questing. Once again, we've just been absolutely burning through teleport tabs. So we're gonna have to make some more. Looks like I dropped enough certificates, so I'm gonna have to come back here and grab another one if I can remember how. Okay, we grabbed a certificate. We're back at the hideout. We have everything we need. We just have to talk to, or give the magic essence to the Fairy Queen and talk to her. There's Fairy Tale Part 2 completed. Another EXP lamp after this quest. Very nice. A little bit of Herblore EXP and Thieving EXP as well. Up next is Land of the Goblins. I just need to make a couple of dies here. Doing Land of the Goblins right now, and this is the quest where you can turn into a goblin. Now, which one do we want to be? Let's go ahead with this one. Why not? Our boy Zanuck is locked up behind bars, man. Nearing the end of the quest now. This is a little gauntlet portion where we have to fight a bunch of what looks like undead goblins. Once again, I didn't bring any food to a quest boss fight. Surely this will be fine, right? It's like I forget I'm on a 50 defense account that doesn't have max strength and attack, no less. Yep, we had to TP out. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions, wasting my time. We're back and we get the job done right there. Oh, there goes Zanuck. That's Land of the Goblins done. Now we can finally do Hope Spear's Will. So it seems like Hope Spear's Will is just a follow-up mini quest to the previous quest we just did, Land of the Goblins, because we're back at this place. And I think this time around we have to fight all the undead goblins without any armor or weapons. Okay, this third guy, level 88 Moschin, is kind of whooping my ass. No! The good news is the gravestone is out here, so I'm able to loot this. No way, it's gonna make me do it all over again? So you can't really protect Prayer Flick these guys because they always do at least 2 different types of attacks, and as far as I know, you can't predict it. So this guy, I mean, he looks like he's ranging me right now, but it's actually a mage attack. I guess I can also try just camping one of the protection prayers. That way I'm probably protecting at least 50% of the attacks. Well, that one was tough, and to think there's actually one remaining. And now we know that if you TP out, you have to start all over. Okay, yeah, there is just no chance. In the interest of saving myself some trouble, I'm going to TP out now. So I've come back, and it looks like I don't have to start from scratch again. Maybe there's a checkpoint, because the first time I had to TP out, I was only on the 3rd one here. But the second time around, I made it to the very last one. But, I mean, this works out in my favor. But as you can see in my inventory, I guess I went a little overkill just to be sure this time. You know, maybe this isn't overkill, because I'm getting my ass beat right now. I should have brought more super combats. What is this? Oh my... This inventory I brought might unironically not be enough. Oh my. Well, this is awkward. I was thinking this is like a regular quest and there'd be a pop-up once I finished everything, but turns out all I had to do after I boxed those goblins was come here and bury them. Well, I just hit 56 prayer. I believe that was like 40,000 prayer XP I gained. Now that we're done with that, I'm just going to do a quick birdhouse run here. You know I got to stay on top of those. We're currently at 64 hunter. Again, we need 70 for Song of the Elves. But up next, we are gonna manually train prayer. We're gonna try and get it to 63. 63 being the requirement for, I believe it's the Dead Eye prayer scroll, the prayers from Royal Titans. Of course, our method of prayer training is going to be hitting up the Chaos Altar with some Dragon Moons. This didn't take too long. Prayer training is really quick, especially if you're willing to go into the Willy Altar. So with these last 6 bones, I brought 6 just in case, in the small chance that this doesn't happen. Well, here we are, just 6 bones remaining. Boom, 63 prayer. Mystic Vigor and Deadeye. Let's go ahead and TP out of here. We had to lay out a lot of groundwork, but we finally made it and we are ready to do Royal Titans. This is what our loadout looks like. We got the full Blood Moon set with a Strength Amulet, Rune Boots, Barrows Gloves. We haven't got the Jad yet, and our range levels are actually pretty low still, so we're still rocking the Fire Making Cape, mostly for the defense purposes. Our range gear, which is honestly not that important since Royal Titans is primarily a melee fight. We got the magic short bow, green d'hide. I could possibly upgrade this to blue d'hide, honestly, but we got the Avas, and as a spec weapon, we got the dragon dagger. Bringing in a super attack, a super strength, 4 prayer pots, and then the rest is just Karambwans. Now, I don't know how this is gonna go. We're 50 defense, obviously. 77 strength, 70 attack. The stats aren't super high. I've only ever done Royal Titans on a max gear, max account. So we'll probably have to make some adjustments. Here we are into our first Titans fight. It doesn't really do us any favors for one thing, that our pots are not on left click drink. And we're doing it with a UIM that hasn't done this before, so I've at least had some reps on my other account. We'll see how this goes. Bro, he didn't go. Hello? And first KC, here we go. It took 4 minutes and 16 seconds. It was meant to be 4:16. So we're just regrouping after that fiasco of a first KC. Let's go over the gear a bit more. So someone is going to have Fire Wave and Water Wave, I believe, for the walls. And unfortunately, in my current setup and stats, I'm not going to be able to do that. So whoever I'm going to do Royal Titans with is going to be in charge of that role, and I'm just going to be a leech. Ideally, I would have Thralls, but I have not even done a single quest in that quest line in order to unlock the Book of the Dead and Thralls. Alright, I am doing with a UIM right now, so when he died, it was a bit of a process, but I think we're ready to try a second KC now. Hey, we got some kind of combat task. And we beat our PB by almost 3 minutes. Coming up on another KC here. If I could do some damage. Very nice. Alright, we're trying something a little bit different here. I was noticing I was doing practically no range DPS whatsoever, so I dropped the range switches in order to bring more prayer pots and a little bit more food. Hey, we got a prayer pot. Nice. So here's the thing, right? In the beginning, Right here, I'm just standing around doing nothing because I don't have a ranged weapon at the moment. Wow, a 126, a fat new PB. That's actually a task as well, a CA task. Oh, another task completed. The hard combat task. I need room. Royal Titan Champion. I can only assume that's the 10kc combat achievement. Managed to do this KC with no food left. Surely rewarded, right? Another palm tree seed. And another water battle staff. I'll take it. No way, he just got the prayer scroll on, I think 14kc. I think I have one more than him. Damn, I got excited, but I just got pages. And he actually got the amulet. So I believe you need law runes and big bones to get the amulet, and you can TP right back. And you can also TP to the other giant bosses. Alright, I am standing outside the Royal Titans on both accounts. And I'm about to attempt to DOLO the boss. Okay, I didn't really say anything there, but I was just focused up, and that was not too bad. I think less prayer pots and more food. Getting the hang of this. Getting it real close there. That was the last kill of the trip. What are we gonna get? Some money and seeds. Alright, we're back for a second trip. So I unfortunately died on both accounts. I got distracted. Things were actually going pretty smoothly until I was like, wait, is my mic working on the recording? And then the little portal thing came up, and then boom, double death. So neither account has any prayer scrolls right now. On Wait For It, we have 192 KC, and here on 416 Hero, we have 39. So I guess we're technically dry. Hey, we got the giant soul amulet. That's the TP for this place. I decided to turn on a damage counter plugin, and it appears that Wait For It is doing 3 times the damage than 416 Hero is. We're getting more accustomed to the DOLO method now, just taking a look at the log while we bank for more supplies. We're up to 56 KC on 416 Hero now. We got the amulet, some pages, nothing else to show for now. Over on Wait For It, we are up to 211 KC. I did some KC on the day of release, and I pulled a Fire Element Staff Crown at some point. We're up to 4 Giant Soul Amulets. Got a decent amount of pages, but no prayer scrolls even on this account. Also, now that we're in the flow of things a bit better, I can kind of explain or try to explain what's going on while I'm in the middle of the fight. So over on Wait For It, I'm running Pot Share on the Lunar Spellbook. And since 416 Hero is kind of bare bones right now, he's just receiving the Pot Share, not really on anything else. It seems like we can ignore the walls. They disappear in a timely fashion for the most part. So it seems like bringing elemental spells aren't necessary, more of a quality of life type thing. I try to keep both characters stacked up on top of each other so that the Pot Share is easy to do. Due to the gear and level difference, I often have to Pot Share on Wait For It, even when Wait For It does not necessarily need it, but 416 Hero does. It's always worth it to Pot Share because either way you're using one dose. Looks like I just picked up a combat task by mistake. So the typical strategy is to focus one down on the first phase so that you eliminate the range phase as soon as possible. But then on P2, when they're both on each side of the platform, you want to get them both down around the same time, similar to in Chambers and the Olm Hands on P3. I made a mistake there. I accidentally killed the Fire Queen. No, Wait For It has sniped the Deadeye Prayer Scroll at KC 224. Just got another combat achievement. It takes too long. On Fossil Island right now after doing a birdhouse run, and my mahogany trees are ready. I kind of made a mistake. I didn't realize that my trees were ready here, and I did a tree run already. But if I had come here first, I'd likely already be 75 farming for magic trees. But I planted to use instead. Not a big deal, but just like a little bit of an EXP waste. Oh my god, it happened again. I got the prayer scroll on Wait For It at KC 247. Recording is hard when you're playing 2 accounts at once. But here's the prayer scroll, Mystic Vigor Prayer Scroll. Let's go ahead and read this bad boy. Let's take a look at the prayer book. I don't think it actually moved anything. Yeah, it bumps Deadeye and Mystic Vigor closer down at the bottom of the prayer book. But it just essentially replaces the old prayers. And of course, let's take a look at the collection log here. We now have both prayer scrolls. We've got 8 giant soul amulets so far. And of course the fire element staff crown I mentioned earlier. I guess now we pull from the ice one. What is the ice one called? Again, just want to say it's really hard to keep up while playing 2 accounts, but we passed 100 KC on 416 Hero. I somehow just got perfect Royal Titan. What? Doloing. And now we're taking a break from doloing and we're joined by one of our clanmates, Where Ya, to do some more Royal Titans. And just like that, a new PB, 112. I think my dolo PB was like a 114. So we just finished the KC here, and an interesting tactic is he's going to TP out, hit the Narda TP to regenerate his stats, while I come in on Wait For It, drop a bunch of supplies that will show up in a second here. He comes back when the fight starts, and I can just stay here. Yep, and towards the end of this fight, the loot on the ground, or not the loot, but the supplies on the ground I dropped earlier, are finally here. Oh, and a new PB. Oh my, 101 PB. We are zooming. That's 150 KC, and we get a rune axe and 15 gold ore. That's it. Still grinding away at Titans here, but we just hit 80 strength. Oh wow, and that was a sub 1 minute Titan. Absolutely flying now, just got a 55-second PB. Coming up on KC 200. Surely we get a prayer scroll here. And 70 coal. Just wrapped up a duo session with the clanmate. Let's take a look at the log now. Royal Titans, there it is. Unfortunately, nothing to show for. We got 3 Giant Soul Amulets now and 41 Desiccated Pages and 213 KC. Even if we were doing barely any damage, like 30%, I think we're still due for Prayer Scroll now. But anyways, I'm going to continue the grind. We're going to go back to DOLOing because I don't think there's anybody available to duo with right now. We just got the Ice Element Staff Crown on KC 283 on Wait For It. So aside from the pet, we have everything on this account. This makes sense because if you look over on the top left corner here, the party damage tracker, it looks like Wait For It is doing about 75% of the damage, and 416 here is doing about 20% of the damage, sometimes 30. So let me go over briefly, from my understanding anyways, how the drop table works at the Royal Titans. There is a damage contribution factor, so when it says that a prayer scroll is 175, that assumes a solo rate. So naturally in a duo, if you assume that the 2 people are doing exactly 50% damage each, then it is technically a 1 in 150 for one person. Now, obviously, with the gear and level disparity between these 2 accounts, it is not a straight 50-50. So, in order for 416 Hero to get a drop, it is going to be likely a much higher KC. Bad news, Wait For It has pulled yet another unique, the second Ice Element Staff Crown at 313 KC. The sort of good news is that if I pull another Fire Element Staff Crown and Wait For It again, the staff, the completed staff, is tradable. So 416 Hero will be able to complete it. But Wait For It has to pull the Fire Staff Crown. Scratch that. It's not just sort of good news. It is good news. Turns out these pieces are tradable. So all I have to do is pull another fire piece, and we'll have a staff for each account. All right, we are dueling with someone else now, Mina Lucky, but I did a solo kill, and that took me 5 minutes and 19 seconds. Safe to say that even with the damage contribution concept with the loot, dueling with someone that's going to do like 70% of the damage is going to be worth it. Ooh, a first clog on 416 Hero, but unfortunately, there's the Ice Element Staff, which we don't need. But that is KC number roll times 261 for our first unique other than the amulet. Now this situation is actually a little unfortunate. Like I said earlier, we need another fire piece for the staff. But I still need both prayers on 416 Hero, so we might end up getting a third ice piece, and there won't be any use for it. I've been primarily pulling from the Ice Titan in hopes of getting the Deadeye Prayer Scroll first, and then once I get that, I'll move on to the Fire one for the, I think it's called Mystic Vigor. After doing nothing but Royal Titans all day, main-handing these dual, I don't even know how to pronounce this, the dual Makas. I had to turn off game sounds. I typically play with them on, but I don't know. It just got a bit tiring. I think my head hurts. I don't know. Just TP'd out of a trip, but that was 300 Royal Titans. No new uniques just yet, unfortunately. I don't think I really showcased this, but when I do have a duo partner, I just stick Wait For It outside with some supplies, like Super Combat, some prayer pots, some more Karanbons, and I periodically go into the room whenever my teammate TP's out to regenerate their prayer and HP. and I resupply myself since I don't do the TP out method. Little bit of an intermission here, but let's take a look at the collection logs between the two accounts. I guess it could be somewhat, I mean, at the very least, it's interesting to look at. So on 416 Hero, we got 300 kills, no prayers yet, 8 amulets, and 1 ice element staff crown, and 92 pages. Over on Wait For It, we have both prayers, 11 giant soul amulets, 2 ice element staff crowns, 1 of the fire ones, and 136 pages in just 13 more KC. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner, but I can also spec transfer. It is late in the night, 28 minutes before a game update of some sorts. 343 Royal Titan KC, and no prayer scrolls just yet. Day for me, post update. Let's get back to Royal Titans. So on 416 here, we have 343 KC, and let's switch the perspective over to Wait For It real quick. And the respective KC on here is 313. But the only thing we're missing on here is the pet. So we did a pretty extensive session with a UIM last night, and we were consistently doing about 32% of the damage. If I'm doloing by myself, it is likely a little bit lower contribution just because this gear has, or this account has a bit more gear. Although, if you take into the fact that maybe I'm less efficient with my hits, doloing, maybe it's around the same. I'm going to turn on the game sounds on Wait For It so we can hear the site today. I'm quite tired of hearing the dual. I have no idea how to pronounce. I suppose on Wait For It, I should pull from the fire, the Branda, the Fire Queen now, so that I can try to get a second crown piece. Well, that was KC 350. Nothing yet. Alright, just banked and started another trip. This time we turn on the party damage plugin and let's check out what kind of DPS we're doing on both accounts. So far on this trip looks like, according to the party damage tracker, 416 Hero has done about 1,000 damage. Meanwhile, Wait For It has done 2,600 damage. Doing a birdhouse run here, but just running the numbers, I was doing about 30% of the damage on 416 Hero. Honestly, that's not terrible. Oh my god, it finally happened. KC 394 Deadeye Prayer Scroll. Wow. Now we're going to be pulling from Branda the Fire Queen in order to try and get the other prayer scroll, the mage one. I believe it's called Mystic Vigor. It's going to take a little bit to get used to the fact that this prayer is down here in the bottom left of the prayer book. Kind of a weird spot. I can't believe it took us almost 400 KC to get one of the prayer scrolls. And my duo partner, Mino Lucky, just got himself the Deadeye prayer scroll. Another update here. It's been about 51 KC since we got the Deadeye prayer scroll. Nothing really of note so far here at 444 KC, just 13 giant soul amulets now in our log. I haven't really figured out a good way to fit both clients on a 16:9 resolution screen. So this might look a little bit different than the clip earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and record some footage of me doloing again. It's at 74 hit points, 88 combat. After going pretty hard on Royal Titans, this is what our log looks like. Not much to show for besides the Dead Eye Prayer in 463 KC. We did get the ice piece for the staff, the ice element staff crown, so I went ahead and combined it with a fire piece that I got off of the other account, wait for it, and now we have the twin flame staff. My original goal was to get both prayer scrolls before Corrupted Gauntlet, but honestly, I'm feeling a bit burnt right now. Keep in mind, I did all that KC, 463 KC, in only a matter of a couple of days. So with that being said, I think I'm going to move on from Titans for now. It's been a good bit since the recording of that last clip. I said I was moving on, but you know what? I went straight back to Titans. I'm sure you're thinking the Mad Lad went back and did it, but I'm here to tell you. Actually, let me just show you. That's right. Nearing 700 KC and we still don't have the Mage Prayer Scroll. We don't have the Fire Staff piece either, but that's okay. While doloing, I pulled a second one on wait for it here, so now we have one staff for each account. But where is my prayer scroll? Oh my god, it finally happened. It finally happened. We're getting out of here. Yes. There's the log. Mystic Vigor Prayer Scroll. KC 718. During the excitement of pulling the prayer scroll, I didn't even realize that on wait for it, in the very same kill, I pulled my third fire element staff crown. I only realized after I looked at my screenshot in the Runelight profile and I saw the chat box. So I logged back on and honestly, I had my doubts that I even picked it up because I didn't realize in the moment, but I guess I just am naturally a loot goblin or something, picked it up, teleported out, and banked it without even realizing. It's crazy to say, but we're done with Royal Titans now. Like, actually done. And we can move on. As for what's next, we're going to knock out Defender of Varrock real quick. This quest actually gives us a decent chunk of Hunter EXP, and we're still not 70 Hunter yet. We're going to do some magic training bursting the armored zombies. If we get a zombie axe, cool, but I'm not sure how useful it is for us, since we're going to be using the Blade of Saildor anyways, and we have the Blood Moon set. After that, we'll knock out 70 construction at Nurplor. Oh, and at some point, we're going to get Void so we can finally chin some range levels, like I've been talking about quite a few times. Over on Wait For It, we are here at LMS. Honestly, this is long overdue, but I went ahead and grinded out some points. It didn't take long, actually, because I had about 40 something points just stocked up from before. But we have 76 now, and what we're going to get is the Rune Pouch. We're not going to get the Rune Pouch, we're going to get the Rune Pouch Note, because we're getting this for 416 Hero. Okay, the description when you read it says to use it on a bank boot, but I wonder if it works on a bank chest. It does. Okay, there we go. Rune Pouch acquired just like that. Ooh, was not expecting that combat task, but that's 5 KC, so Hespori Adept. And there it is, we get 2 combat achievements. Actually, we got 3. First one was getting all these flowers down within 5 seconds. We did that in the beginning. Then we did plant-based diet, and what was the other one? Hespori Isn't. One of them is to finish it off with a spec, and the other one is no prey. We're going to talk to Gommel here to claim our easy combat tier achievements and rewards. Alright, we're just outside Varrock, heading northeast to head to this inn called the Jolly Boar Inn. And we're going to get started on Defender of Varrock here. We're in our Mystic's gear with an Ancient Staff. We're going to be on the Ancient Spellbook, because we're going to be bursting the Armored Zombies. While we're working on that on 416 here, I have sent, wait for it, back to the mines, the Zaya mines that is, to recover some of the blood runes that I've used. Over the many KCs at Royal Titans, we were definitely draining scythe charges. It was adding up quick. We're very early on into the quest, but we've made it down here to the Armored Zombies already. We're going to pause the quest for now, and this is where we start our magic training. We're taking advantage of the fact that this is currently an instance area for us. So it's essentially a free world. I went ahead and muted game sounds because these armored zombies are just loud and obnoxious. We are ice bursting and occasionally blood bursting to heal ourselves up. There is one ranged zombie that will spawn that will absolutely mess us up. But all the other ones are melee, so we protect melee. Like I mentioned earlier, our goal here is to just train our magic levels up. If we happen to get the zombie axe, that is a nice little bonus, but truthfully, I don't know how that's going to be useful for us. Another key thing here is to hopefully get 75 magic, as once we hit that, we'll be able to use our Frost Moon gear. The magic levels are also going to help, of course, with the Fragment of Saren fight. So the armored zombies seem to spawn in clumps. So right here in this area, there's about, I don't know, 6 or 7 of these bad boys. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to barrage them down. And then once I'm done with this clump, instead of waiting for them to respawn, I'm going to go through this gate over here. And just down the hall, there is another group of armored zombies. And I'm just going to be running back and forth. That way there is less downtime. Now, to be more specific, these armored zombies drop a broken zombie axe, which you would need to take to an anvil with 70 smithing to turn it into a usable zombie axe for yourself. Now, the drop rate, I believe, is about 1 in 800. We're currently at 77 right now, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, there it is. I was actually running away from that clump, but there we go. Broken zombie axe. That is KC 99. It's really just that easy. Didn't even take 100. Well, we didn't hit 75 magic because we got the axe that quickly. I'm going to go ahead and finish the quest now, and we will figure out where else we can train magic in the future. So to finish off this quest, I'm going to have to fight a couple more things. I'm going to go ahead and melee them. Now, instead of using the dualies, the Blood Moon dualies, or the Dragon Simi, I'm going to go ahead and fix this broken zombie axe now. Yes, I would like to repair it. And there we go. You successfully repair your zombie axe. Let's put that bad boy on. Now, I think comparing it to the dualies is a very situational thing, but definitely compared to the Dragon Simi, the zombie axe is going to be always the better option. Oh no, the Varrock Castle is under attack. It's a zombie apocalypse, and this dude Reldo is still just chilling in the library, bro. What are you doing? That's Defender of Varrock. Finished pretty quick quest, actually. We had a whopping 15k smithing EXP, which, honestly, I wish I did the quest sooner, so that I could at least make use of that to reach the 70 smithing threshold. But we do make use of the 15,100 EXP, which, to be honest, doing the quest, I don't understand where the Hunter EXP comes from. But I'll take it. So after the completion of Defender of Varrock, we still need to pick up more magic levels. 2 more levels so that we can finally start using our Frost Moon or Blue Moon gear, whatever it's called, and just higher magic levels in general for our fight for Fragment of Saren. I decided to come over to the Monkey Madness 1 tunnels and start bursting these skeletons down here. I believe this is the next best thing if you don't have access to the Monkey Madness 2 tunnels, which we do not. Our Slayer level is still just 48, and you need 69 for Monkey Madness 2. Now, I've never been here before, so I don't know if I'm doing this the best possible way, but it seems to be working pretty well so far. I believe the gist of it is that these skeletons will reanimate from the bones on the ground, so you want to pick up the bones if there's like a huge stack in one tile and just spread them out, giving them more opportunities to spawn. And that way, that's the reason why there's so many skeletons here. I think when I first showed up to the spot, there was only like 3, but as you can see, just right-clicking these piles, there's probably like over 10 now. Wow. What? Not expecting this at all. Just pulled a skeleton champion scroll. Still at the monkeys here in the Monkey Madness 1 caves. Almost out of prayer pots, actually. That is the first champion scroll on the account. Unsure if the loot tracker is entirely accurate, but it says 368 skeletons. No fucking way. I just got another champion scroll. I teleported out of that last trip to do a birdhouse run and resupply on prayer pots. And I just got a second champion scroll. Probably not even 20 kills later. A couple more casts here and we're going to hit 75 magic. We're going to TP out as soon as we hit that, because 75 is going to allow us to go and get the Mage Arena 2 cape. That is a pretty big DPS upgrade, and we will also be able to use the Blue Moon gear. Also a pretty big upgrade. All of these new things will give us more, obviously more magic attack accuracy, but also damage. Here we are with our Blue Moon outfit. I keep thinking it's called the Frost Moon, but it's the Blue Moon outfit. We have it on for the very first time. Having this outfit on makes me realize that, hey, you're in the way. It makes me realize that, dude, okay, you know, maybe this is not the best spot, but makes me realize that I need to get myself some infinity boots. And a mage's book as well. With the Frost Moon or Blue Moon spear, it's a 2-hand weapon. But let's say we were barraging with the ancient staff. A mage's book would be ideal. And I don't think there's anything better than a mage's book that we'll be able to use. We definitely can't use a ward from DOA because of defense levels and prayer, I think. Made my way to the wilderness to do Mage Arena 2. This is going to be a huge DPS boost for magic. So let's get started. Okay, I already made a mistake. I need to be on the standard spellbook. Before we officially begin Mage Arena 2, there's some tail end stuff of Mage Arena 1 that we need to do. Yeah, we have the God Cape, but we need to do 100 casts of Saradomin Strike, Claws of Guthix, and Flames of Zamrock respectively in this arena so that we can use these spells outside of the arena. Now, the annoying thing about this is that there is no auto-casting these spells. You have to manual cast. So you're just sitting here, spam clicking the spells hundreds of times, 300 times to be exact, 100 of each spell. We just got done with the Saradomin cast. Now we're moving on to Claws of Guthix. So 100 of these, and then 100 of Flames of Zamorak. And finally, we have our Zamorak staff and cape, and we're gonna do last 100 casts of Flames of Zamorak here. Now that we're done with the 100 casts of each spell, we're gonna venture off deep into the wilderness to fight the 3 bosses. Found the first one pretty quickly, the Justiciar Zachariah. Alright, that's the first one down. We got the Justiciar's hand. Let's head back to the bank and then head out for the next one. We had to scout some locations, but this is going to for sure spawn the Guthix boss. Unfortunately, just staring at the minimap, I ran through some poison spiders, and I kind of just refused to go bank for an anti-poison right now, so hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass. There it is. Oh, okay, one more hit. Boom. Int roots. So that's 2 out of 3. We just gotta make it back to the bank. Is there a flinchable spot here? Maybe behind the skeleton remains? Never mind. Maybe behind the... this thing? Nope. Alright, we're just gonna have to tank it. Okay, seems like this guy does a lot more damage. I inadvertently... I think I dodged that, right? You know... Oh my... That's unfortunate. I probably should have read up on what the bosses did as a quick refresher. It's been a long time since I did this. And this is what happens when you just go in with no guide or reading. This is why I hate the wildy. So I got back to my gravestone and I got, I mean, most of my gear back. Everything that was mildly important. Although nothing I brought to the wildy, obviously I'm not willing to lose. But I got my red d'hide back, my glory back. But for some reason I lost my Zamora cape. And all my food that I brought is gone. So I really don't know how the wildy works, man. There's so many different rules. Depends where you're at, what you die to, what, like, I don't know. Alright, we are back. I very quickly skimmed the wiki. So apparently when that ball comes at me, I just have to run away from the boss like 12 tiles or something to negate its damage. So we'll just keep our distance to begin with. That way when the ball does come, we can clearly see it and react quickly. So we're doing this quest at exactly level 75 magic, which is the base requirement. However, if I was level 80, it would actually make this quest a little bit easier because of this spell charge. It temporarily increases the damage or buffs the damage of these spells that I have to cast. This is already going better than last time. But yeah, you know, this is why you thoroughly read up on content you're about to do. Even if you've done it before. Because you just might forget some stuff. I'm just gonna safe up here. I don't know what the max it is, but this guy does a lot of damage. Definitely the highest damaging boss out of the 3. There we go. Boss is down. Demon's heart on the ground. Let's pick it up. And get out of here. Back at the mage bank. Let's talk to Collodion. And we use a god cape of your choice. Well, I'm going to go with the Saradomin one. And it's going to turn it into an imbued god cape. There it is. Oh, the Zamrock staff I'm wearing currently is preventing me from wearing it, but there it is. Let's take a look with our Frost Moon set. Blue. I don't know why I keep calling it Frost. The Blue Moon set. Look at that. Sheesh. We're back at the Monkey Madness 1 caves, and we're gonna get some more magic levels. This time around, we're doing much more damage. We're just hanging out at the Falador Park, but if you take a look at my inventory, you can take a guess as to what our plans are gonna be. Yep, that's right. We're gonna do Mahogany Homes. We're gonna get started just over here with Amy. We're gonna go from 50 to 70 construction, and in the meantime, I'm gonna high out some rune arrows that I have to train up magic and get some more GP. I'm actually on the wrong spell book right now, so I'll fix that in a second. Through a Mahogany Homes calculator I found online, I was able to figure out that it's gonna take me approximately 198 adept contracts, that being using teak planks, to get from 50 to 70. That's going to be about 2,300 teak planks and 100 steel bars, according to this calculator anyways. We'll have to see if that holds true. We're off to a terrible start. I already misclicked and I asked for a novice contract instead of a adept contract. So I think that is oak planks. Good thing we have some. I don't even know where I got these from. Maybe some of it was from Zombie Pirates, but I didn't do very many of those. There was a quality of life update for Mahogany Homes at some point, and now you can just left click everything. Before it would open up an interface and then you'd have to remove it, build it, it's just extra steps. But now it's just left click everything. It feels good that I'm already making use of the twin flame staff. It serves as a fire staff and a water staff combined, so it's saving me a good bit of runes whenever I'm teleporting, and high alching as well, actually. Just picked up another contract. This one's to Norman's house, south of the Fountain in Falador, right here. And this contract, well, we gotta go upstairs real quick. There it is. This contract gets us to 60 construction. So another 10 levels to go. So let's take a look at the reward shop real quick. There's nothing I really want to get just yet with my available 256 points. The first thing we're going to look to get is the plank sack to 350 points. I think this is the general consensus that everyone should get the plank sack first. That way you can carry twice as many planks in your inventory. The outfit is another one of those skilling outfits that gives you an EXP boost, but I don't really know how much of a difference that makes. But eventually you're going to have so many points that you'll be able to spend the points on the carpenter's set anyways. Just finished up my 90-second contract. And we're going to talk to, Amy like usual to claim our next contract. It's going to be in Insidious. But we're going to go to the rewards because we have 352 points. We're going to claim the plank sack. There you go. There's the collection log. And now we should be able to do mahogany homes at a better rate. We just hit level 63 construction. In terms of EXP, that means we are halfway to level 70. Well, I didn't even mean to do this, but we left off on 100 contracts exactly, and I noticed that my mahogany... Oh, wrong location. I noticed that my mahogany trees on Fossil Island are complete. I don't think they've died, so this is about to be some fat EXP. Here we are. 15.7k, 15.7k, and 15.7k. Just 29.4k shy of hitting level 80 farming. So this little sequence I just had is a fantastic example of how much of a time save the plank sack can be. So I first got a contract that led me to this house right here, which I believe is Jeff's house. After the completion of that, I came up here to claim another contract. Then I got Bob's house. After Bob's house, I came back down here, got another contract, and I got Jeff's house. So just 3 contracts just like that without having to bank. I decided that we're going to do a Tears of Guthix game while we still can. Our lowest skill at the moment is 38 runecrafting. Wow, and we come out of it hitting exactly 40 runecrafting. Very nice. We're here on Fossil Island because you guessed it, we did another birdhouse run. We are now 53.4k EXP remaining till 70 hunter. As for construction, we're still working on that. We're 67 right now. We got 3 more levels to go. But I'm going to take a bit of a break from that and sprinkle in some nice bank standing to do some herb lore. Working on making some super strength pots here, and within this inventory, we should hit level 60 herb lore. We're in Insidious just outside the home portal working on one of the contracts. Actually, this contract is contract number 200. We are nearing the finish line, just a couple more contracts. About 29k EXP to go until we hit 70. Entering this house, and I'm fairly certain this is going to be the last contract we have to do to hit 70. Let's find out. I think with the final EXP drop when we talk to Norman over here. Here we go. There it is, 70 construction. All that remains in terms of Song of the Elves is 8 more herb lore levels and 45k EXP of Hunter. Another tree run. Another farming level milestone, level 80. 5 more until we unlock the final area for the farming guild. I guess another 2 levels, and then we can pie boost into it if we really want to. Early and mid-game irons have so much to do. I've been heavily focused on 416 here, particularly with that Royal Titans grind. Wait for it actually also got roped in, you know, we were doloing Royal Titans. But now that I'm just working on herb lore on 416 here, I have the opportunity to do some stuff, some progress on this account. Although, I don't know how much progress, like 2 Corp KC really is in the grand scheme of things, but progress is progress. At the rate we're progressing on 416 Hero, I think soon enough I'll be able to send it here to DOLO Corp and just speed up kills just a little bit. After doing some Corp, I decided to come to Sarachnis here because I realized I'm a little low on red spider eggs to make super restores, so let's just do a little bit of Sarachnis. Still working on Herblore in the background. We are currently level 65. Well, it's level 70. It won't take too long. I think it goes without saying that the site absolutely goes nuts here. But something that's really OP here as well is the Arania boots. I don't get caught in webs. And just a little extra side note, these webs that you have to go through to get here, typically you have to slash them, right? But with the boots on, you kind of just phase right through them. So you don't even need to bring a slash weapon. But in terms of fighting the boss, the Arania boots just allow me to turn my prayers on, click the boss, and pretty much AFK. Occasionally when I have spec, I'll declaw spec. I just keep my prayer and super combat up, and I deft charge and thrall where I can. And that's pretty much it. Just reached 300 Sarachnis KC. Not sure how many I've done in this one trip though. I think 9 or 10 maybe. No red spider eggs yet. This trip is wrapping up soon, and it doesn't look like I'm going to get any red spider eggs, unless right here. Nope, uncut rubies. Wrapping up this inventory of super strengths, and just in time as I got to go pick up dinner, we hit 70 herblore. All that remains is 25k of hunter EXP. I'm going to go ahead and wait for my birdhouses. I still have to knock out roving elves, Morning's End Part 1 and 2 before the actual Song of the Elves quest. So I should be able to get a couple more birdhouse runs in the meantime. And then, if we still need some Hunter EXP, I'll just go train on, I don't know, like salamanders or something. Everything we've been working on so far has led up to this day. Today, we knock out the Song of the Elves questline, starting with Roving Elves in the Morning's End Part 1 and 2, and then finally the Grandmaster quest itself. Just about to finish Roving Elves here, and at the end of this quest, this NPC will give you an option of either getting the crystal bow or the crystal shield. And I was asking the clan, like, hey, which one should I get? And they were like, probably the bow. And I'm like, I'm still thinking about it, right? And then I realized I can't even use the shield. The requirements, let's take a look here, is 70 defense with 50 agility. Well, we're a 50 defense account, obviously, so there's only one option. Let's be real careful here. This is the part of the quest where we have to shoot these dyed, bloated toads at sheep for some reason. I don't know. Like I said before, I am a quest spacebar holder, but why in the f do we have to do this? I don't know. But where are the sheep? Here we go. Here we go. No, no. Here we go. Don't move. Don't f***ing move. First try. Looking for a yellow sheep. That's the farming or the fishing guild master. There we go. For the longest time, I didn't know there was a West RD teleport, but I've since added that to the Portal Nexus. So a bit of a time save there. This is part of the quest where we needed to get another barrel of Natha, however you pronounce that. But luckily we already did that when we were doing, what was the quest called? Can't remember what the quest was called, but we already grabbed it is the point, so. And that is Morning's End Part 1 completed. Only Part 2 to go, and in terms of Hunter EXP right now, 16.7k. That is 17 birdhouses to go, so I think it's 17 anyways. So 4 or 5 more birdhouse runs. Here we are at the Tempo Light. I can only assume that's what it's called because of the music track. But this is The part that Morning's End Part 2 is known for. Let's see how long this takes us. Oh my, we're getting absolutely smacked. Let's turn our prayer on. Had to TP out as part of the quest to talk to some more NPCs, but now we officially begin all the puzzles. I have my inventory set up here with some Karam wands, some prayer pots, some stamina pots, and we got ourselves a death talisman courtesy of, wait for it. Oh yeah, one of the biggest frustrations of this puzzle is that the mirrors aren't stackable. They take up one slot each in your inventory. Whereas I believe when they released Song of the Elves, they made that change to make it a little bit better. TP'd out for the birdhouse run. And now we have 12.6k EXP to go. Surely third time's the charm. Looking good. Just for convenience and comfort, I've kept my Prey melee on. I've been shredding through the prayer pots, but that's okay. And I've been chugging stamina pots like no tomorrow, but that has definitely helped with this quest as I have to do so much running. I believe this is the last thing we have to do in the temple. Use the newly made crystal onto this. And yep, now we TP out. Except I'm out of charges on my crystal teleport seed, so that's a little unfortunate. And that is Morning's End Part 2 completed. A fat 60,000 agility. Honestly, that checks out with all the running you have to do. Almost gained a level. 1.4k shy. Now looking at Hunter, that's 12.6k EXP to go. Yeah, I think I am going to have to do salamanders or something. Let me figure it out. Went to the fishing guild here, picked up some small fishing nets. We are going to hunt some red salamanders. And currently, for the life of me, I cannot remember where the red salamanders are at. I'm looking on the map, I'm like, where is it? Alright, through the help of the clan chat, he said above Castle Wars. So I was like, oh, okay. It's right here next to the altar. The Arania altar. Alright, with just 12.6k EXP to go, this should not take too long, I don't think. Got about 7.5k EXP to go, and wow. Actually, training Hunter kind of sucks. We still have about 5k EXP to go, but it looks like our birdhouses are ready. The birdhouses will get me about 4.1k EXP. So we're going to train up another 1,000 EXP here, and then we should be good to start Song of the Elves. And with this final birdhouse, we hit 70 Hunter. And 1,600 total. Wow, crazy how that worked out, actually. Oh my god, we are infiltrating the RD Knights. Alright, we did the Morning's End Part 2 light puzzle earlier. Now we are in the Grand Library for Song of the Elves. Yep, I mentioned it earlier, but in Song of the Elves, these mirrors are stackable. I'm going to take the opportunity here as I'm running around everywhere to say, I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but I'm going to say it. Run energy change is very good here. Oh, here comes a little agility check. First, spoke too soon. I was gonna be like, first try, it's too easy. Never mind. Alright, we finished the library and we instantly get a random. Let's do this real quick. Just got an EXP lamp from that random event because we already finished the outfit. Also, I was autopiloting clicking the blue icons through quest helpers so hard I didn't even realize I finished the library, which is why I started that recording outside of it. First quest boss fight of sorts in Song of the Elves. Oh! This place is in shambles. Yet, they still have bank services. Let's go. Down here in the underground pass, we got another little fight to do. This is a bit like tower defense. So I think the strategy here is to tag all the rangers and then just body block the meleeers because you want to prevent them from breaking down the barrier. Oh, we got it. First try. Wait, they break through anyways, man? I forgot about this. Oh, this is a boss fight. Wait, how do you do this? I didn't read. Protect from melee. He can drain your stats to drink super restore. I don't have super restores. Okay, not too bad. It was a little closer than you would think, just because I wasn't prepared in the beginning. We're just outside the entrance to fight Fragment of Saren here, and we've sort of geared up. We got our Blue Moon gear with our Blue Moon Spear. We're going to be on the Ancient Spellbook using Bloodburst. We got a bunch of Karambwans here, and I have, wait for it here, to trade over some supplies. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to trade over a Super Defense, a Forgotten Brew. I had an Antidote just in case, but we don't need that. We're going to trade over like 3 brews, a restore. Okay, I just needed a quick refresher of how the fight's going to go. We're going to go ahead and pre-pot now, and let's just send it. The darts are going to for the little crystals that spawn, that healer, and you got to get rid of them as soon as possible. Take 2 here. We're going to make some minor adjustments. I decided to bring a magic short bow and some bronze arrows just so I can reach the healing crystals quicker. And this time around, I'm just going to pack more brews with me. I also noticed I was wasting a lot of time healing when I didn't need to. The only time I need to be full health is for the big attack, which is the 4th special. And we're also going to bring along the Forgotten Brew with us. Oh, that is not a good start. Didn't have autocast on. Next attack is a clone. Get ready for the crystals. I can already tell that went better than last time with the darts. I think I should brew before the big attack. Essentially overheal. Our DPS seems to be better this time around too. TP into melee range. Next up is the clones. Come on, let's do a little more damage here. There we go, big hit. We're boosted up to 85 magic right now, so that's good. Alright, after this is the healing crystals. Now let's overheal now. Wish I had another dose of the ancient brew, but we do not. I noticed we had the magic level to brew once and still be in autocast for Bloodburst. So I'm gonna try to do that so I don't miss attacks. Oh, I was not ready for that. It's okay, we have plenty of supplies. Even without the brews, this has just gone much better than the first attempt in general. Alright, we're already overhealed for this big bomb attack, so we're fine. We might get one more if we don't do enough damage here. So we'll just keep that in mind. Alright, healing crystals next. After the healing crystals, we'll just safe up again in case we get the bomb attack. It's actually likely to happen. Man, we are not doing any damage here. Hopefully we finish it before the bomb attack happens again. There we go, just hit a 1. And Fragment of Saren is completed. Or defeated. We're entering Priffddinas. And that, my friends, is Song of the Elves completed. 4 quest points, access to Priffddinas, 40,000 EXP, each in agility, construction, farming, herblore, hunter, mining, smithing, and woodcutting. We're now at 218 total quest points. That gets us 71 agility. Oh, that was it. I was expecting more pop-ups. All right. To the Gauntlet.